tell you how much fun I had in the race that you're about to watch. It's mid-2000s GT cars at Spa. It's something I've been doing in sim racing for over 20 years, GTR2. This was GTR2, 2005, 2004 GT cars, and simulating races around Spa was one of the favorite activities, I think, for many in that game. And so now with this classic version we've got for AMS2 with their new DLC, the 2005 cars, it's the obvious choice, the obvious combination, but man, sometimes the obvious things are the best things, and I think this one really delivered. Wanted to do this as somewhat of a test to see how AI would be over a longer race, making strategy decisions and things, and it turned out to be quite the interesting race from the driver's seat. So I hope you enjoy this. Minimal HUD, minimal distractions, widescreen, loud audio, fast cars, it's all the good stuff. This is why I love this hobby. It's GT cars at Spa is one of those combos that I think is popular for a reason, and we got them lined up here. 75-minute race, an hour 15 minutes, and we'll do a full day-night-day cycle. Should have a couple pit stops along the way. Driving this wonderful Maserati, which is a fantastic car, on this period-appropriate version of the circuit. We'll start on the downhill section here. Should cross up. Starting P9. We'll see how I can do here. Really curious to see how the AI evolve over this race, if they can hold a compelling race for the full time. We'll come down, pack up here, and get started. Hopefully a clean start to the race. Whoa, green flag's out already. I was laid back quite far. I've got a Lamborghini coming up behind me as we head down into Eau Rouge for the first time. Keep it in fourth gear, nice and easy. There we go. Looks up the left side, another Maserati's coming up behind me. I'll sit in the middle of the track. I'll have to decide where to go, maybe to the outside, brake nice and early on this lap. Cold tires, he outbrakes me though. Down to second gear. We'll fall in behind. Whoa. You have to be really, really gentle on the tires in this, I've found. I've got it on 2 times fuel burn, so we'll have to stop, I think, twice, so hopefully make it about 25 minutes on a tank of fuel to be able to do it in a 2-stop. But I left the tires on normal wear rate, but they get surprisingly worn, especially if you mistreat them. It's one of the things I'm really enjoying about this, is trying to manage the tires over a stint. And running the medium slicks here, so maybe you'd have to go hards to do an actual full stint on a set of tires in this, I'm not sure. We'll come down into the chicane here, so losing a couple spots. I got another Viper behind me, looking like they're battling with another Maserati, try to sneak away. Get a nice run onto the back section of the course towards Blanchimont. And I absolutely love the period advertisements on this track. It takes me right back to GTR2. It's such a good reminder of exactly how that sim felt. So good that I had to go back and do a little bit of it myself this week. We'll come to the awkward chicane on this version of the course. Nice and tidy in front. Everybody's lined up real well. Through the end of the lap. I thought when this DLC launched that they just had the one kind of GP variant of this course, but it actually has two different versions. So this is the endurance one, and not only does it move the start line and the pits down to the downhill section here like it would be, but it also adds all these awesome period advertisements. So we've got the Proximus purple walls and everything that just feels like GTR2 again. Understeer up the hill, hop off the curb, try to get in the slipstream here and get a run on this Lamborghini. Get it up to 6th gear, up the inside, down the Kemmel straight. Brake quite late, a little bit later this time, trying not to get outdone, down to 2nd gear, locked up the right front just a little bit there, but able to hold on to it. You can slide these cars quite a lot, but the tires will overheat and start screaming at you quite quickly. Just right on the verge of locking up in the downhill section as well, but getting one position back. I think I'm up to 10th now. You'll see each time when I pass the start-finish line, I got a little pit board that pops up, but I've turned all the HUD off. I find it so immersive to play these games just without any HUD or anything. Oh, as the car in front runs into the beach on the outside of the corner here. Pouin's got this massive runoff, but locked up the brakes or something. So we get a freebie spot out of that, back up, I think, to where I started then, P9. But I've got nothing on the screen except the car's actual dashboard, which is a little pie dash, I guess it would have had. And you can actually see several different things with it. I didn't realize there was a button we can map to actually change the display. I've got it on the split times right now, but we can change it to actually take a look at some temperatures as well as the fuel remaining. Got 82 liters left already. Working through that quite quickly on the accelerated fuel. We'll keep an eye on that. Need to make it, like I said, about 25 minutes. And I'm hoping the AI do a similar strategy as the Lamborghini behind me jumps up the inside, get it out of first gear. Should get better acceleration out of here. There we go. He's going to be battling now with that other Maserati back there. Got a little bit of a gap in front of me now, though. All right, we'll come down and take a look at the pit board. Just a little SimHub pit board to give you a little bit of information. P9, hour and 10 minutes to go. But that's all you really need. Whoa. So climb all over the curbs there, very close to cutting. It's so easy if you get the line a little wrong at the bottom of Eau Rouge to cut through. Get it up to 6th gear. So this car is a fascinating one, and it's of course a car I remember quite well from the GTR2 days. And I guess if you watched any racing in the late 2000s, it would be hard to miss this car. It was so successful in GT racing. Even as somebody that couldn't really watch European GT racing in that time frame, just wasn't something that was easily available. Still knew about the Maserati MC12. What I did not know, what I learned this week, just there's been a lot of discussion about all these cars just with this DLC and everything coming out, but this really was a Ferrari, and it was the Ferrari Enzo. It's probably something many folks watching know, but was news to me, so I'm sure there's somebody else out there that didn't quite realize that. Aidan Millward did a great little history video about this. And fascinating story, really this car designed to compete at Le Mans and never did it. Just because of silly rules and things, maybe a little bit of politics. But it was too big, essentially. So it's a Ferrari Enzo chassis and engine. It's the same V12, probably race-tuned and things, but same basic car, then with custom bodywork fitted to it that extended the length quite a lot for stability at high speeds, things that you would need on the Mulsanne or at places like Spa here. And it was just a bit larger both in length and width, so really close up on the brakes there. It's a bit larger on length and width than the FIA would have liked. And, you know, they tried to change some things over time, but it was just never allowed to race at Le Mans itself. So they decided instead to, I guess, conquer the FIA GT Championship, and we're very successful doing that. Especially in this livery. This is kind of a spoof on the Vitaphone or Vitaphone. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but that's the livery that the team would have run in 2005 or so. I think for a few different years. We'll have a nice run up through Raidillon. Get the slipstream here on this Corvette in front. Goes to the middle to defend. Oh, squeezing me down to the inside. I absolutely love this. Once again, outbrakes me a little bit there. The AI, man, they have improved quite a lot, specifically in racing the player themselves. They're still not the best at racing each other. They still maybe make some weird moves with traffic and things, although we'll see. We should catch up to the NA GT cars at some point in this, the GT2, Porsche, and Ferrari Milano. But we'll see how they do with it. But in general, I haven't seen their behavior change that much with that type of racing. But boy, do they challenge the player now. As another car running wide into the dirt, one of the Lambos in front, just getting a bunch of free positions here. Seen in some of the races that I've done so far, it's just been really fun. I saw it a little bit in the Viper at Sebring, racing the other Viper in that video I made, that little race. But I've been enjoying it quite a lot, and it's not just with these cars. These are kind of sim-wide changes, and so racing some of the other Formula cars and things, that did a little bit with the Formula Retro cars just for fun. And yeah, they race the players so much better than they ever have. They actually make passes on you now, like we've seen. They'll break you, they'll block you, and you try to pass, but in a realistic way. They don't really run into you as much and things like that. So it's really enjoyable from that aspect. I'm still seeing a bit of this train type AI where they just can't seem to make up their minds and actually commit to a pass on each other. But once things get spread out, I've been having a really good time with this, and man, it's really encouraging to see. It seems like AMS2 is hitting a stride a little bit. It's all these things that are adding up over time and making this quite an awesome game. And I think this DLC specifically has attracted a lot of folks that maybe had tried it in the past, but didn't quite like it. So we have another mega run here coming onto the Kemmel Straight. We'll go to the left side this time. See if I can really extend this braking zone. I might even clear him before. Get it up to 6th gear there, yeah. In front of the Corvette now, try to brake as late as I can. He still comes back on me a little bit. Get it down to 2nd gear, squeeze just a little. Make that pass. So I think up to maybe 7th or so. I'll have to check the pit board next time by. But we've got the rest of the positions in front of me here. The 2 leaders are broken away a little bit. And then 3rd through 6th are directly in front of me. Feeling awful racy in this Maserati. It's a very cool car. It's not one I drove very much in GTR2 back in the day, and so like I showed at the beginning of the video, I did a little bit of driving this week in the old sim, just to make sure it's not just nostalgia and just memories. Although I've driven GTR2 quite a bit, maybe more recently than a lot of folks. I think I did a video similar to this about a year ago, or maybe a little bit longer, but even then, going back and taking a look at it, it is such an impressive game. I was looking really at the base version. There's a million mods and things out there, but even in its base version, it's a really impressive game. So got the vet right on me now. Why dives on the brakes there? It'll get him in the very end of the brakes. It seems like they back out of it at the last second. A little bit late on the 2nd apex there. Slide the car out of the bus stop. Close up on this group. We'll see what the pit board says this time. Just coming up almost on half fuel already. Just about an hour to go in it. P7, all right. Shift it down a gear, just trying to make sure we hit the apex. Get the aero wash from the cars in front, and it really affects you. Yeah, GTR2 definitely lives up, or lived up to that hype. It is and was a very important game in sim racing history. As you got a little bit of a smash him up in front. I almost lose the rear end on the Maserati here. See if we can make this pass quite quickly on this group. But it's remembered for very good reasons, because it is it's a very nice package, that game. Having all the tracks, having 2 seasons of GT racing in it, all the cars, and that's the thing. When looking at them side by side, it is so nice to have all of the cars that raced, or all of the major ones. I know that game even is missing some, but it has the Ferrari, it has the Saleen, it has the Morgan, it has the Lister Storm, and I just can't help but want that completeness in a game like this. because audio visually, I mean, it's such an enhancement coming to AMS2. It really shows off what 20 years has done. As the vet's back on me from behind, he seems to catch me in the middle of the lap here as one of the cars in front runs a bit wide. We got another beat him up. These guys are really going all out at the beginning of this race. Well, the two slide wide in front. Bit of weirdness there, but we'll jump up the inside, take advantage of it at least. Get up the inside of the Viper on my left now, side by side as we head up to Blanchimont. Not the best place to do it. I have to back out of it here. He'll take that narrow entry. It should make him slow on the exit. Maybe get a jump up the inside coming down to the bus stop. Whoa, lock of the brakes. And almost spin the rear there. It's not good. I'm going to be wearing out these tires awful quick. Just held onto it though. All right, come down to less source. Let's try to regroup here. Just keeping an eye on my mirror for that vet's coming up awful quick behind me. But I know Ryza has a lot of plans to continue doing historic endurance, but from what I saw and what we've heard in the past is that's really going to be different eras. So, you know, having, and I love that, right? Having maybe some 70s stuff and having some 90s stuff would be cool to do, like a faithful Group C at Le Mans with no chicanes or something. But I can't help but think it might also do well just fleshing this out more, even if it means we need more Milanos, the fake Ferrari in the GT2 category. We'll probably see it at some point in this video. I think they need a 555 or a 550. They need a 550 Ferrari in this category to really round it out. It was such an important car in this series. And if it can't be the licensed one, can we just have a placeholder at least or something? I think that's the biggest one they need, but I know folks want all of the cars, and I think that just shows how good this pack is and how much people are enjoying it, that the real issue folks have is that they just want the rest of it. Their hearts out. I'm waiting for Calamity here in one of the corners. I've got full damage on, so you need to be really careful with touching other cars. You really don't want to do it. Two in front, run a bit wide again. Yeah, it's quite easy to get suspension damage and things. Pretty realistic, actually, so you just need to be very careful, especially when the AI get a bit jumpy on you. Whoa, as the two in front nearly make contact. A little bit of weird side-by-side stuff there. Thought about it. Probably could jump, just blow the corner a little bit and jump in front there. Shadows are already starting to get a little bit longer. It does boogie on by at 20 times speed, the whole day and night thing, but it's so much fun going through that transition. Add weather and stuff to it too, and it's really, that's one of the strongest things you can do in this sim. I thought keeping this dry though, I want to keep it pretty vanilla strategy-wise and see how well the AI do with it. And for what I've seen so far, I think they do all right, but we'll see like tire changes and stuff. I think I'm definitely gonna have to change the tires at both stops. So get a great run up Eau Rouge and Radeon, back in the slipstream with the Viper in front. It's gonna fade to the middle. We'll go to the outside. Late move. They're gonna challenge me on the brakes. There we go, gonna have the inside line for the second half of Lacombe. Squeeze them out, slide in front, and make the pass. All right, just like the last one. I just have these three jokers in front of me to try to figure out. Crossing my fingers, one of them would run wide into Pouin. We'll won't be so lucky maybe is lock up the tires a little bit, big slide into the corner. It is really easy to lose these cars in a way that I really haven't felt in AMS2 before, and I think that's really what some folks are enjoying. Is there's just an increased difficulty a little bit. You can't quite get away with everything, but it's still quite playful on the limit, which I've always really liked about this game. I genuinely really like how this game drives, and it's interesting just reading comments from folks. There's a lot of people that I think feel the same way as this Maserati in front. Man, big slide there through Blanchimont. So lock up the brakes on the inside there, almost making contact. I get a lot of comments of really positive things, people just really enjoying the game and all of the different stuff in it. But I do always get a few comments of people just kind of poking fun, saying, does it still drive like a dump truck? Does it still, they'll just talk about how maybe floaty they think it is and things. I think it's really interesting because I personally just really don't feel like that. It feels very grounded to me, especially since 1.6. But with this latest update, it has a bit more of an edge to it that is not something I really felt before. The sim felt like you could always kind of get away with a little bit more, which I didn't hate because it's just kind of fun. But it's quite challenging, especially in these cars, to keep things pointed in the right direction the whole time as the three in front sideswiping each other, swapping paint. It's almost a NASCAR race here in Belgium. All right, they're holding each other up. We got one running wide. I'm going to get a big run there, but where do I go with it? Lock up the inside, make a bit of contact. Well, hopefully the car's all right. That was a pretty big knock to the left rear. All right, elbows out through the Ardennes. It is. Got around the one Lambo. The car feels okay, I think. We'll see if it's down on top speed at all. I didn't hit the front very much, so I think we'll be all right. Could fix the damage in the pit stop, but the pit stops themselves are already pretty long. They properly do fuel and tires separately, so you really have to make a decision there as the car really understeers there. I might be really worn out on the tires now, or they might be overheating just from all the pushing. Quite literal pushing at times. Try to get a good run through Blanchimont here. That Lambo, got a feeling there's a lunge coming. Oh, big understeer, just maybe keeping it between the lines. I hope the stewards are looking the other way. Oh, no. Gathered it back up, but just got passed by the Lambo. He's not happy about it. Oh, he's blocking me quite a lot. Here comes the Viper next to me. I don't know if they can get mad at you, but it certainly feels like they are. All right, everybody stays out, so I don't think anybody's got too crazy damage. Got 26 liters of fuel left, I can see on my dash. 54 minutes, so we've made it 20 minutes, over 20 minutes so far, so we should hopefully be good on fuel to pit twice. As the Viper in front sneaks wide. I think he was thinking about a move too, but I got to the outside first. The Lambo doesn't know who to block. Goes very deep on the brakes though. It's a good little scrap here. Big spin of flame from that Lambo in front. What a silly car. I think I said the Viper is a silly car. They're all kind of silly cars, aren't they? That's what makes them fun. As I lost, where's the Viper? Is he up the inside of me? No, he's stuck up behind the Corvette there. I left the inside open. Vet's thinking about it now. Whoa. As it hangs it out. We have the run down the hill at least to Pouhon. As the sun is setting, just really dynamic racing this so far. A little bit scrappy, but it's kind of fun in that way. Not exactly what you'd see in a long endurance race, but for a 1 hour sprint, it's maybe appropriate. So we've got 21 liters. The nice thing about the Pi Dash on this car is it does tell you per lap what you're using. So we're using 7.78 average per lap. So we should be able to do a couple more laps at least before we have to pit. So you'll notice I'm doing heel and toe braking. And so, kind of a weird thing, there's been, there's a lockup again there. These tires are really, really fighting me. Just keep the car pointed in the right direction. There's been quite a debate, or a lot of conversation, not really a debate. I'm gonna flick my lights on here too, it's getting a little darker. There's been a lot of conversation about the driving technique for these cars. And I would have thought, I think like many folks, that with sequential, they're going to be, just left foot braking, maybe blipping on downshift like I was driving the car in the last video I did with the Viper. But there's been quite a lot of information shared, both driver testimony as well as video and things of different cars, different drivers, and all doing heel and toe downshifting in these cars with a sequential. And so I kind of tried to challenge myself a little bit to do it as we're bouncing off the limiter in 5th gear here. So looking in my mirror, the Viper sticks his nose in there. But yeah, they used to, in this era, especially in the endurance races, despite the car being capable of doing left foot braking or not needing the clutch on downshifts, they would have done it just to preserve the transmission. It'd be a little gentler on everything, and it actually makes, although I've been blowing corners quite a bit here, it does really help with the wheel hop and things, and generally the car gets slowed down a little easier doing it. But it has taken a little bit to calibrate to it, because with sequential, it's a lot faster to shift than an H pattern might be, so just the timing wise, it's been kind of interesting to figure out. But I love trying to drive any sim car in the manner that it would have been driven. Even if that means I'm going a little bit slower, especially in an offline setting, it's just kind of more fun to experiment and try to increase that immersion a little bit more in how the drivers would have driven them. So it's been an interesting challenge. I don't know if I'd stick with it for forever for these cars. It is quite nice to do left foot braking, but I figure for the video we'll try to do it the historic way. To the end of a lap. I got 12 liters of fuel. I think we can go one more lap. It's gonna be pretty close, but we should be able to make it according to the telemetry on the dash. Finally make the bus stop without blowing it. Just love the look of the Viper in the mirror with the lights on and everything is so cool. Absolutely love this. The lights around the circuit start to flicker on as the Viper gets right up in there. We've got a couple cars jumping in the pits already. I think the Viper, no, he's out with me. He's trying to challenge for position though as we go down the front stretch side by side. 49 minutes to go. He's gonna make a pass going into Eau Rouge there. Man, fuel light comes on. Nice run here coming down the back stretch with a Camel straight really. He gave it to me that time. That's interesting. They've been challenging me on the brakes so much, and then suddenly I get quite a lead going into the corner. But all right, got the position back. Right up on the back of the Lambo in front here, but we're definitely going to come into the pits this lap. Need to check my fuel strategy and everything. Yeah, we'll do some new tires as well as full fuel. But yeah, we should be good. We're well over 25 minutes into the race now. Might actually be able to short fill it on the last stop. I'll try to calculate that on the fly to save a little bit of time. We'll see how this all works out with the pit stops and the AI and everything. It's interesting, some cars pitting a lap earlier. No sign of the slower cars yet either. I suppose they're really not that much slower around a track like this, so I don't know when we'll see them. Pit in. Oh yeah, I forgot you have to request your stop as well, but it just did it for me, so we're all good. All right, lights are coming on and everything too. We're going to be in full darkness in not too long. lock up on the left front. We're just about to get rid of these tires anyway. They get so much slicker though. I just can't imagine doing double this on a single set of tires. The mediums even. So the Viper looks up the inside. I'm gonna need the inside to get into the pits. Oh, side by side here. Where is he? There he goes. Whoa, and they phase through. I guess that's good, but it's always alarming to me when they phase through each other. Losing a couple spots on the pit entry. We'll try to find the box here, though, and see how quickly the crew can work compared to all the other cars. There it is. Oh, man, it is such a long stop coming over 50 seconds now. Change the fuel. They're filling the fuel, change the tires. Here we go. Come on. There we go. And the cars in front of me that I pit in with are coming out as well. Got the limiter on still. Come to the line here. I think 100 kilometers per hour is probably too fast for that pit lane, but maybe it's what they actually did. All right, come to the sketchy pit exit here at Spa. It's always a weird one. Hopefully nobody's coming up behind us. Oh, as the vet in front does the weirdest tank slapper there, rejoining the racing line, I suppose. All right, wheel to wheel though, coming down to Lacombe. Cold tires, gotta remember. Easily outbrakes me, but oh, I have grip again. Instantly, you can tell the difference, even though they're not warm yet, or not up to full racing temperature. I don't know if they have tire warmers in this series, but I can instantly feel the difference. I really love the way the tires change in this game. Maybe it's like over accentuated or something. You can just really tell what's going on with them. And if you lock up the tires a few times, they're going to be trash. And you have to deal with that for the rest of your stint. And I know other games do this a bit. I just feel like I notice it in this game more. I did a lot of racing with the high-tech Formula cars, the early 90s ones when those first came out in this, and like tire preservation was the biggest thing. And it's a fun challenge. It really adds a lot to your driving style, not being able to abuse the tires every lap. All right, these two, I need to get back around them. Past me coming into the pits. It's a difficult pit entry. I don't love that the cars can phase through each other. It really takes this otherwise very immersive experience and really shows you it's a game again for a minute. But I guess I'd rather that happen than crashes. It's not clear to me when they start phasing though, so I wasn't sure if I could merge there. All right, close right up on them. Maybe you can stick a nose in there. It's quite tricky. So much flame coming out of the Corvette in front. I've driven every car in this set now, and that's probably my least favorite one to drive. It feels maybe the least connected to the road out of all of them, and maybe it's just kind of the driving quality of that car. But I love the Viper. The Aston Martin's quite good as well. The Aston and the Lambo for me though are a little bit. They feel much newer, which they were. They're both quite newer cars. They would have been brand new in 2005, whereas like the Viper and the Corvette in front, or the Corvette especially, was right at the end of its life, the C5. It's interesting we don't have the C6 in this. They're battling with each other there on the right, both gonna hold each other up. Evening sky fades in now. It's just, I mean, it's impossible to not think about GTR2 in doing this. But I mentioned how really nice that game is in its packaging, and that you do have all the tracks and all the cars for 2 different seasons. And then never mind the countless mods that you can really race. I mean, if you just want to do GT stuff, you can literally race anything from those years. But even all the other types of mods and stuff. But even in the base content, super nice. But I think the thing that really stuck out to me most in doing a couple laps there is the tracks, and how much more advanced the track design is in games now. And I remember when GTR2 first came out, seeing the tracks in that, and I think I must have been playing, I don't even know, maybe Sports Car GT before GTR2. I guess it was all around the same time as R Factor and stuff as well, but I remember the tracks in GTR2 just being phenomenal compared to what we had out there. I mean, this is all pre-laser scanning stuff as well. And for the time, they do really look good, but if one thing is really greatly improved, it's the track design. And it's not all laser scanning, because this is a 2005 track, and I'm pretty sure Ryza didn't get laser scanned data from 2005, although they very well could have. It wouldn't fool me if they did, because it's so accurate. But I have to imagine it's based on the modern data and then photographs to place things where they were. But it's wonderful, and it adds so much to the experience. It's kind of beyond the graphics, because it's only, I still think GTR2 drives really well. The cars are fun to drive, they sound nice, they look nice, but when the track isn't so detailed, it's definitely apparent as we chase the rear end. Oh, as I cut the grass in Lacombe. Just a little late on the brakes there, I didn't quite get the downshift I needed. I held on to it though, I didn't lose too much time. All right, I'll stop reminiscing and focus a little bit more here. The moon is rising over Spa. So far, I mean, this is working out really well. A little slower than I'd like to be. A couple of mistakes here and there, but the AI racing has been quite good. They're a little silly looking sometimes, which can take you out of it, but overall, I mean, they've been doing a good strategy and been competitive to race against. I definitely don't feel way faster. Also don't feel like it's in the same spot every lap that I'm faster than them. There's a couple spots that they're maybe slow, but it's a little more dynamic than I think I've seen in the past in this game. I got a really big gap behind me, and it's these two directly in front. I see quite a gaggle of cars ahead. We might be starting to catch some of the slower traffic. But at this rate, we're only going to pass them once. It's already nearing halfway in the race, I think. We'll see the pit board this time by. All right, 38 minutes to go. Yeah, we're well beyond halfway. Well, I'm really not going to need a ton of fuel in this last stop to make it. I think we can, maybe I'll put 75 liters in it or something. That probably is still too much, but it's very much nighttime now. It's gotten very dark suddenly. Slow down a bit too early this time. Just trying to make it. As these two go side by side, hold each other up. I need to try to find a way to slip by. Oh, I can come on the inside here. He tries to block me off. Whoa, the car is so slidey going offline. The track might be a bit dirty as well. See, the cars can drag dirt onto the course if they, if you go off and stuff. That can happen over the course of a race. The track gets quite slick. I just really love the feeling of driving these cars. I've done a lot of laps on a bunch of different courses in this Maserati, and it's just really pleasurable to drive, despite blowing a corner like that. It's, I guess, really feels like it could be an endurance car, because you just want to keep lapping it. And doing much more racing than I thought I would. Usually with stuff like this, I wouldn't make so many videos in a row of the same exact thing, but it's what I've been doing. It's just been a really fun DLC and group of cars to race around with, reminisce, and I think there's a lot of other folks doing the same thing as me right now anyway. All right, right, there's a pack of cars coming back to us. It looks like might be the BMWs in there. I do have the BMW. It's kind of an oddball car, but would have raced this race in 2004. There's two of them. I think that's what the pack in front's trying to work around right now. That's a car I also need to, just like I learned a bit about this Maserati, I need to learn a bit about the BMW, as they actually all go into the pits there. Shame don't get to actually pass them, but work past a couple cars, maybe have some damage or something, up to P7. I don't think they can make it to the end from here. Lose depth perception in the dark and trying to brake. You get transfixed on the lights. It's right on these two in front, but there's just nowhere to go here through Lake Combe. Oversteer touching the curb there. This is awesome. These two in front having a great battle, and I'm just tagging along as the Corvette there runs a bit wide. I'll get a nice run onto the straight towards Blanchimont, rejoin the public roads. Although this would have been, I think, shortly after they did away with that. On the outside will be a little bit side by side coming up to Blanchimont here. Whoa. Both able to make it through somehow there. All right, get on the brakes. The Corvette trying to come up the inside, go super deep. You can see the brake rotors glowing in my mirror. As he sticks it in the outside there. Side by side come through the end of the GP lap. Corvette out brakes me into La Source. Keep the nose in here. Try not to bonk wheels or anything like that. Fights me back and gets it. Man, it's frustrating in like a racing sense because I want to be passing cars, but I'm delighted in a game technology sense that I'm having such a good race with the AI for once. All right, a bit of speed onto the Kemmel straight. Whoa, slides me out right to the white line. Get into sixth gear. Down to third. Pinch him a little bit on the entry, able to make the pass. The outside line there seems to work really well for me, so I got to remember that. So come up now to the Viper. I've split them up a little bit. Hopefully I can make a pass quickly on this Viper as well. I think that puts me up to sixth though, so staring at P5 in front. I don't know where I've gotten the positions from, maybe some DNFs or something with the other cars. It feels like kind of proper endurance racing. It's a great way. I've made similar videos to this before, just throwing together these 1 hour or slightly over an hour kind of endurance races where you're doing the accelerated time or maybe weather changes and stuff. But it is like a bite-sized endurance race that feels legit enough and gives you that taste without it taking, 2 days to do. I think this is the best sim to do this type of thing in right now. You can just lose yourself in feeling like an endurance driver. As the sky is already starting to brighten up a little bit. Nighttime didn't last too long, but always happy to see the morning. As we're right on the back of the Viper now, headed up to Blanchimont. Not going to go for a heroic pass here. As I missed the turn in, was kind of blinded by him. Just kept it on the road, but the Vet's now on the inside again. Repeat of last lap. He's a bit better on the brakes though this time. So we'll try to make a better run through the exit of the bus stop. There we go. Stay in front this time. as we all tighten up, he gives me a bump to the rear. Wow. I don't think I blocked him too much there. He just dove a bit deeper on the brakes, but we're side by side heading down the hill. Yeah, fighting for fifth with the Viper in front is the Corvette steals the line up the hill. That's a gutsy pass. All right, now I really want to beat these guys. All right, we're definitely going to be able to short fill this. I think we'll be able to maybe only add 75 liters. It's probably still too much, but I don't want to go super short. But if we stretch this to the end of the tank and then add 75 liters to it, it should be good to make it to the end. That will be more than good. There's the two in front sneaking away from me as I'm trying to figure out strategy. I'm a one-man show here. As the sky turns this purple color, really everything about this is just, it's remarkable how close we were to something like this 20 years ago. I mean, the experience has just been refined a lot, but it really is just reminding me so much of that time doing these races in GTR2. But it's just in much higher fidelity now. Down to first gear. I'm worried about this final stop, and I don't know how good the AI will be at doing a short fill, or would they do a full tank? I feel like I'm either gonna beat them by a lot because I short fill and they won't, or they're gonna beat me by a lot because they'll be able to calculate it better. I guess we'll find out. It's always easier in retrospect to know what you could have done. But yeah, 44 liters of fuel would just about make it on a full tank here, so we only need another 60 liters or so. We'll do 75 to be safe. That should save a few seconds at least in the pits. Oh, a nice run coming out of Lacombe though. Come to the bottom of the hill, the Corvette pinches me on the inside. I'm sure they have to burn a little bit more fuel with how much fire they're spitting out the side of that thing. Run to the bottom of the hill too. But yeah, they block really well now. It's very, very fun because you have to make a good pass. You got to set them up correctly. They're not just so easy to fool and get around. Oh, as he runs a bit wide though, I do like doing that there. But not able to get a mega run, and this is such a challenging place as I get squeezed right to the grass on the right. All right. You hear the dirt and things bouncing off the car. You can see a lot of traffic in front. Just see the first GT2 traffic up the road there, a Ferrari or a Milano as he jumps in the pits. I wonder if we'll have to pass any of it legitimately during this race. That's really surprising to me. I figured we would be kind of having to wade through all of that. I've got 20 of them out here with us. Well, bunch of understeer up the hill. I just didn't get the line right. Come on. Just gonna watch them run away from me down the entire Kemmel Straight then. So they're chasing each other to the inside. It's a great battle between them as well. It's a good three-way battle. 3 different cars driving through the night into the morning at one of the greatest racing circuits in the world, just duking it out. It really is like the perfect scenario. Oh, as I get a good exit there, down the hill, down a second gear. Keep it nice and narrow. Try not to clink fenders. Try not to use too much of the tire there, but able to get around him. He backs out of it. All right. Finally get around the vet. We'll try to get the Viper here as well. I think if I can just get a great exit onto this back straight, we might be able to do it before Blanchimont. He also got a good exit there. Figure the one time he doesn't run wide. All right, to do it somewhere else then. In the slipstream though, I still got about 30 liters of fuel left. So plenty of fuel. The tires are feeling all right this stint, not quite as bad as the last one. As I make up a little bit of time through Blanchimont, look to the inside, coming down to the bus stop. Whoa, on the brakes, really narrow on the apex. It gives me a little bit of space though, as the Corvette now is up behind me again. Just don't want to make a slightly bad move. I'll get overtaken again here, as I might be under risk coming up to La Source. Just able to keep it quite narrow, and you got this little extra pavement to the left there. Whoa, all right. We're getting on to the finale of this now. 24 minutes to go. Man, we're not really going to need that much fuel at all. Oh, I'm double guessing myself so much. All right, nice run though on the Viper here, coming down to Lacombe. It doesn't really block me that time. That's interesting. Whoa, lock up the left front a little bit, the right front there. Just able to hang it in though. Do a little left foot brake and get the car to rotate. All right, able to get around both of them now. Try to run away from the Viper here before we get to the backstretch. I keep calling it the backstretch, but you know what I mean, the stretch to Blanchimont. All right, getting a nice gap there. I don't know what happened behind me. I feel like I could even maybe not take tires and really take a short stop, but that would be risky. Oh, what do I do? I'm sure it'd be quite clear in retrospect, but at this moment I don't know what to do, as the sun now really appearing. Oh, look at this. This is so cool. Every time, I mean, I've done so many of these, but every time I'm just always blown away. Coming into the morning, it's a short race, but it feels like I've done something. I'm going to stick to my pre-decided plan of 4 tires, 75 liters, and just really hope that I don't get let down. I'm sure I could take much less fuel. I'm sure I could get these tires home. But we'll stick to the same plan, and we'll see how that works against the AI. Are they smart enough to do kind of the most aggressive pit strategy, or are they going to take it conservative as well? Or will it be a mix? I'm in 5th place right now, 8 seconds off the car in front, and we can obviously see who's right behind me. Enough of a gap, I don't have to defend this time. Coming down to Lacombe. Or I don't think I do, but there he is. Yeah, Yeah, the tires are definitely getting slick, so it's going to be nice to have new tires, but is it worth the 20 seconds it takes to change them? Probably not, but we'll stick with it. We'll stick with the plan. We'll see what happens. Having to concentrate now. The car is definitely sketchier to drive right at the end of a stint. It's not too difficult to spin it on throttle or go a little too late into the braking and the rear end will step out on you. Alright, it's very much into the daylight now. I guess we'll shut the lights off. Just a nice lift there into Blanchimont. All right, maybe go one more lap here. We don't need to run this to the ragged edge. So the Vet keep me honest behind, or the Viper rather. They really do me in having two V-named cars, the Vet and the Viper. Always getting them backwards as I try to figure out what's going on. All right, P4, so there's a lot of cars pitting right now. I think it might be even P3 now, passing a few cars in the pit lane, but we'll signify that we're going to come into pit this time. And well, I hope this all works out, or at least doesn't lose me a ton of time. The Viper is right there, but didn't go for the move. He's stuck in behind, which is interesting. A bit wide on the exit of Lake Home there. Just don't have the grip anymore. I feel so slow now. Maybe should have pit last lap, but here comes the Viper up the inside into Pouin to lock it up a little bit. He doesn't really commit to the move. That was interesting. I almost run wide. It's interesting how the aggression has changed. I feel like at various times they actually will stick. We've seen cars stick moves there, but this one decides not to. Maybe a less aggressive driver, perhaps. I have him on medium aggression, 108% strength, medium aggression, which should give the most varied experience. Some drivers will be more aggressive than others, and I guess we've got one of the nice guys behind me right now. But now that it's fully daylight again, and with time rapidly running out, we'll jump into the pits and hope that I don't lose out big time on this strategy. As the Viper thinks about it down here, I really lock up that left front, run wide. It's gonna scoot around me there, bit of a mistake. My in-lap on the last pit stop was not good either. The tires just really fall off a cliff. Keep it nice and tight. The Viper's going to come in as well. We'll follow him in. All right, coming in for the final pit stop then. We're going to put 75 liters in, 4 tires. Cross my fingers we come out either ahead of this guy or right with him. But here's the crew. Oh, we're changing my tires, and he's not changing tires. You do see the other cars jack up if they're changing tires, so there goes the Corvette as well, the other Vipers. Oh, I'm going to lose out big on this, but they're not going to have new tires, and I will. And it's not that far behind. Let's go. This will be interesting. So I'm thinking we can make it to the end on this set of tires. They definitely changed them on the last stop, but I've lost quite a few spots. Probably a good amount of time up the road, but how much of that can I make up on new rubber, I know I'm going to be a lot quicker. I can just see them heading through Lacombe now. Can I get back up to 5th? I'm not sure. Oh, won't do that if I run wide. Just able to keep it on the course there. Oh, the car feels so lethargic right now. Come on, I gotta get these tires fired up. At the same time, there's still enough time left where I don't want to totally trash them. But I should have a decent amount of speed over these guys now. And we'll see what position I'm in when we pass the line. I think some folks might be bothered not knowing exactly how much time is left or what position you're in kind of all the time and having those HUD things on. And there's plenty of times where I like that as well, especially in an online race or something. But I kind of like simulating what it would have been like, you know, at this time. There would have been live timing and things, but as a driver, you're not constantly relayed the exact position you're in. And you might just find out on the pit board over time and things like that. And so it keeps it a little more immersive, I think, to just get that information sporadically, and it really lets you concentrate on what you're doing. We've got a great run in the car in front, but we're going to catch him at the worst spot. It's really not a place I want to go side by side right now. Whoa, really being held up here. Come on. See the Corvette just went through La Source up there, the white Corvette that I've been battling. Was the Lambo in front, runs a bit wide there. Should get a good run down the hill, but no, he's able to get the power on with the wide exit. All right, we'll come across the line here and see the damage. Oh, P11. So we'll come down into Eau Rouge. Got a car exiting the pits as well. Oh, probably phasing. No. I mean, that's not that unrealistic that something like that could happen with a car exiting the pits on this configuration. It's kind of wild that they had it like that for some time. Slap it down into second gear here and see if we can get a better exit, but free at least of that Lambo behind. So up to 10th, man, lost so much time with the pits. I don't know if these tires are going to pay off. I'm definitely going to be faster than the other cars, or faster than I would have been anyway, but I lost at least 20 seconds because of them. See if we can claw back a couple more positions at least. Now, I have no idea where the GT2 cars are. I've only seen the BMWs briefly before they went into the pits. I thought I saw one of the Ferraris at one point before it went into the pits, but I figured we'd be in traffic a lot of this. It was, whoa, a tire or something popped up there. Messed up the braking a little bit, but something popped into the track, a part of a car somewhere. So we've had a potentially a crash. No other carnage from what I can tell. It's been a very well-behaved race. You saw when I did my little race at Sebring with the Viper, there was quite a lot of crashes and stuff in that. And it's been my experience that there's quite a lot going on, but this one seems pretty well organized. All right, just 12 minutes to go. It's only going to be a few laps. Got more than enough fuel. Yeah, probably no tires was the call at least, and then fuel-wise, I'm sure we're going to end up with 20 plus liters at the end of this. Next time we'll get them. We're a bit wide there. Pulling in the car in front quite a lot though. Not sure what kind of car that is yet. Might be a Maserati. Oversteer into the bus stop. Just trying to push. I think there might be one of the Ferraris in front, sandwiched in between a few cars. Just pulling the white Corvette back to me. I don't know where the yellow Viper went at all, but yeah, I think long gone at this point. All right, 9 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Oh, I didn't quite get the turn in there. Just wait for the throttle. Yeah, the next car in front, they just passed him, but it's one of the Ferraris. Finally get to see one of the NGT cars. It seems like the GT1s are getting around them all right, but clearly those cars aren't that much slower per lap. If over a hour 15 race, we're only gonna see them once. So it's a really nice mix of cars, and yeah, it just really brings you there. And I've barely explored the prototypes so far. I'm looking forward to getting into those more, learning a bit more about their history with Le Mans, with AMS and stuff. So we'll get around this Milano. Please, Ryza, make a Milano that fits into the GT1 category. Boys, we got a car sliding off in front. It's the white Corvette. All right, I got a free spot there. And I think I can see two more in front of me. Should be on much better tires now, I have to imagine. If these guys didn't take tires, they must be hurting at this point. Do have each other to slipstream with, but if they start battling, that's just going to help me out. Let's run a bit wide through Blanchimont. It's all right. There's a tire that randomly appears as we go through the bus stop each lap. Not sure whose that was. And I just saw the yellow Viper up there. Is going right into the source now, so I'm really not that far behind. We'll see how this goes. If I can get around these two quickly, you never know. Maybe wasn't the worst strategy in the world. There he goes up Eau Rouge. P8, 7.6, yeah, and there's 5th. So I can see where I was. Can I get there in 7 minutes and 30 seconds? Seems like a tall order. Oh, this is really fun. I didn't think it would be this dynamic. I thought I was just losing out in the strategy, but it seems like we did two different strategies that might end us in a very, very similar spot. These two kissing each other a little bit. Take advantage of that, dip up the outside of the Lambo, really outbrake myself on the Viper there. But able to hold onto it around the outside. Should be able to hold off this Lambo then. But he sticks it in. Oh, lock up the brakes a lot. Make a bit of contact side to side. Force him off, sorry. All right, that hurt the left front quite a bit, but hopefully I still have enough. I'm sure the stewards will be looking at that one. Definitely on me, that one, but we'll say they call it a racing incident. Why not? So we're running all over the place now. Oh, so we got a couple cars stacked on each other there. Oh, all right. It's always a little bit of something. I've never seen that before. I'm happy this car in front, though, they didn't come to a complete stop or something, trying to avoid it. We just all looked in amazement. That's all right. The Lambo is right back on us. He's got a lot of damage. Right on this Viper in front. We can see the yellow Viper up the road in front of him. Oh, as the Viper runs a bit wide there. That was interesting. We'll get a nice launch coming out of the source. Oh, but he's got the better acceleration, I think. The grunt to the V10. So come down to Eau Rouge. This is a rough one. Just 5 minutes to go. Fighting for 5th somehow. All right. So maybe we lost a car in front. Had an issue. We'll come around the outside. My favorite move coming up to Lacombe. Get me back to where I was before the pit stops. Able to outbrake the Viper pretty well there on the newer tires. Still a bit newer. Oh, I'm going to run a bit wide here. Come on. All right, can I track down the yellow Viper ahead? Just 5 minutes to do it, less than 5 minutes now. There's no extra lap either. It is when the time runs out, the next time the leader crosses the line, the race is over. The Lambo behind me got around the Viper as well, so he's lost a couple spots in one lap. So that Lambo will be looking for his top 5 back. So chase the car a little bit into the chicane here. Come on. Don't give up on me yet. To the Lambo behind, but I think it's going to close in on me in the bus stop braking here. So you can see the Dodge Viper in front. A little deep, not too bad though. Spin the tires a little bit on the way out. Gonna use everything that I've got left at this point. Locked him up a lot there. Come on. Definitely pulling in on the Viper in front. But do I have enough time to get there? I'll cross the line. So P5, 2 minutes, 54 seconds. I think got 2 more laps or so. Maybe 3, if I'm lucky. Plenty of fuel for it. I'm actually not going to be that far out. I think I actually did somehow, despite my my inconfidence. I don't know what words I'm looking for. Despite my doubts, there we go. I might have actually done the perfect strategy to get me the best position I was going to get. If I can pass this vet in front, I mean, I'm back to 5th where I was, and it looks like we're battling for 4th here in a minute. I'm really closing in on him. Floated in nice and gently. I just need to hit all my apexes. Don't run wide or something. I can see another car up the road there. I don't know if that's a slower one. Kind of want this to be just a straight fight at this point. So float it in. Whoa. A little too fast into the chicane. I keep doing that in this one. the tires just begging. All right, I'm on a very good lap right now. That's a Ferrari in front of him, but I'm right here. I just got to line this up well. Might be able to set for Lacombe if I can get a nice run out of La Source here. So he's going to look to the inside of the Ferrari. I go side by side through La Source, but that's actually a really good pass on a lower class car. I need to get him before Eau Rouge. Slip up the right side. There we go. All right, come across the line. 37 seconds. This has got to be the last lap I'm on now. Come on. All over the curbing there. Get it up to 6th gear here. Look to the inside. Jump on the brakes. Get it on the curbing. Side by side. Come on. There's a lot of dirt on the left side of the track there. He's going to get a better exit out of Lacombe than me. Just try to keep it a little wide here. Maybe we can get a run down to Pouhon. This has got to be the last lap, I'd imagine. Pretty equal here. Oh, stab the throttle there. Get it to rotate nicely. He blocks me a little bit on the exit. There's just nowhere for me to go there. Oh, sits in the middle of the track. Try to line him up here. Oh, he locks the brakes from right front a little bit there. Puff of smoke. Get up the inside. All right, let me try to get a good exit here. Intimidating him a bit, pushing him. Gets him to lock a brake. And I get the spot. Just need to run away now. Get through the bus stop. And we'll see if this is the last lap or if I got one more to do. He makes the lunge up the inside. I'll block him off there. Just go for the apex. But we've got the position as he's looking back into La Source. So I lock up the right front a bit, trying to make sure I didn't get overtaken there. But yeah, get the line. Come down towards the start finish. And there it is. That was the end of it. Getting P4 on the last lap. I'm smiling so much. How awesome was this? I think from my seat, I hope it was fun to watch, because from my seat, this was such an incredible time. I really don't think there's been something that can match this for an offline race. There are little things here and there. I wish the AI could pass each other a bit better and get into these little blobs together. I wish, the lap traffic and stuff actually looked pretty good. But the battling was so good. The strategy and stuff, if we did this race again, I guess the test would it play out exactly the same way if I did all the same things? Or would there be some randomness to it that would really spice things up? But so encouraging. Having a lot of fun with this and reliving those GTR2 days, but it's honestly even better at this point. And it's really the only thing I want is just more of it. More cars, more tracks. And I hope it continues to go the way it's going, because this is one awesome sim. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this foray. That's all I've been doing lately is these 2005 GT cars. So I know it's a little bit more of the same, but it's been so much fun, and I want to just show what I think is so awesome about this. But I'm sure I'll be back soon doing something else, doing some more vintage stuff somewhere. But until then, thank you for watching. This is GP Laps, and I'll see you all again next time.